a right-handed batter. Wind is kicking up. And the new flagpole, by the way, is up. We do want to mention that. The new flagpole is up down the right field foul line. The new scoreboard is up here at Reese Field, so a lot of improvements continue. And the first pitch of the ball game is swung on and missed for strike one. And we're underway here at Reese Field with Legion Baseball. The Blue Devils facing Eau Claire. Doug Arch winds and throws, and that fastball on the inside corner for a called strike two, and the count goes to 0-2. Doug Arch, one of the heroes on that outstanding Greenwood ball club this season, throws the 0-2 pitch, misses low and inside. The count 1-2, the pitch on the way, down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jason Cornell. Well, that new scoreboard up in right center field has been up now for about a week. I understand they put that in Monday for the Legion ball game, which was here Monday of last week, and it is a big new scoreboard, easy to read, looks very, very good. Here's the 2-2 pitch foul to the screen. Count to Cornell stays 2-2. And on top of that, the flagpole was put up into place this week down the right field line. The 2-2 to Cornell, that breaks a bit inside. And the count to Jason Cornell, out full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Doug Arch throws inside, and so Cornell on with a base on balls. Leadoff base runner here in the first for Eau Claire. The batter is shortstop Scott Kruger. He is a right-handed batter. Arch will check Cornell at first. He's going. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Olson's throw to second base is not in time. Stolen base for Cornell. And Eau Claire has a base runner in scoring position. The count to Scott Kruger, no balls and 1 strike. So right away, the Eau Claire Ball Club starts running. Brian Olson didn't really have much of a chance to throw out Cornell. As Cornell got a pretty good jump on Doug Arch. Count is no balls and 1 strike. Arch from the stretch checks Cornell at second base. The pitch to Kruger is hit to left field, deep but playable for Eric Zenner, who goes back. Now the wind grabs a hold of it, and it floats over the fence for a home run. It looked like Eric Zenner had a play on the ball, but then he turned and scooted back as far as he could. The wind got a hold of it and dragged it over the left field fence, and Scott Kruger with a 2-run homer to give Eau Claire an early 2-0 lead. Well, the wind is blowing out today, so we could see a lot of that, although we saw very little exploits of power in the first contest, the Chaparral's ball game, which they won by a run, although they did have a couple of home runs. You'd think maybe they'd have a whole onslaught, but that was not the case. But Scott Kruger gets Eau Claire on the scoreboard with an early homer. And now here's third baseman Mike Hearn. He takes a pitch high and outside for ball 1. So Eau Claire leads it early, 2-0. Bases clear. No outs, top of the first. Arch throws again, and Hearn fouls one to the screen. Count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, that's not only the first runs given up this year by Doug Arch, that's the first hits off of Doug Arch this season. 2-run homer by Scott Kruger. 1-1 to Hearn, over at the low inside corner for a called strike 2. Hearn stands back in, the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Arch winds, throws again, and that pitch in the dirt. This is a pretty tough Eau Claire ball club. They have a very fine program over there. Arch throws again, breaking ball hit on the ground, left side, through the hole for a base hit. And Mike Hearn is on with a single to center, to left field. The ball gets by the left fielder Zenner, and Hearn goes all the way over to second base. So a single and an error. Mike Hearn advancing to second on the error by Eric Zenner as the ball went right by him. And a slow, shaky start for the Marshfield Blue Devils. The hitter now is pitcher Darren Blang. Blang, the pitcher, tall, right-handed batter. Arch working from the stretch. He throws one high and outside for ball one. Next pitch by Arch. Hit in the air to shallow left center field, and that will drop for a base hit. Hearn to third base as center fielder Sean Arch gets the ball in quickly. He'll hold there. And Eau Claire with base runners at first and third, and it looks like manager Dale Yakitis is going to come out already and check with his pitcher Doug Arch. A tough start for Doug, who was allowed a walk, couple of singles, and a home run. And Dale Yakitis is going right by the mound. Brian Olson, the catcher, and Doug Arch, the pitcher, standing on the mound waiting for Dale to get there, but he's going to go right past them and go out to left fielder Eric Zenner. Wondering if Eric may have twisted something as he went for that ground ball single. He's holding the back of his left leg as if maybe he pulled a hamstring or injured it in some way. And it looks like Zenner's going to come out. Eric Zenner, the left fielder from Spencer, who has been hitting the ball so well for the Blue Devils, will follow manager Dale Yakitis back to the Marshfield bench. Gives us a chance to remind you that Marshfield American Legion Baseball is brought to you in part by Wenzel Farm Sausages, JP's Neighborhood Bar, and Great Plains Gas Company. Looks like Jeff Lappy's going to come in to play left field for the Blue Devils, and Eric Zenner will leave. Jeff Lappy of Marshfield will be the new left fielder.
Now playing the left field, Jeff Lappy.
And presumably Jeff will inherit Zenner's leadoff spot in the batting order. Now Eau Claire has runners at first and third. Still nobody out here in the first inning. A walk, a couple of singles, and a home run have brought in 2 runs and put runners at the corners with nobody out. John Bowe is the batter. He is the Eau Claire right fielder. Doug Arch trying to stay loose, tossing a couple of warm-up throws into catcher Brian Olson. It should not take a whole lot to get loose today with a game-time temperature of 87 degrees and that thermometer expected to keep rising. Bowe stands in, Arch is ready. He'll check the runners at first and third, throw to first base, and Blang dives back in safely. Arch set once again. His pitch to Bowe on the way, misses inside for ball one. Eau Claire batting top half of the first inning, runners at first and third and nobody out. They lead 2-0. Arch throws to first again, Blang back in time. If you like warm weather, today is your day. And Reeves Field and Marshfield, a good place to spend part of it. Pitch to Bowe once again, he swings and misses. Count goes to 1-1. It's warm, maybe a bit on the humid side, but very breezy out here as well. Wind blowing out towards left field. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and Bo hits a fly ball in shallow center field. Arch coming on hard, makes a diving catch. The runner at third, Hearn, is tagging, trying to score. Play at the plate, and he is out. Sean Arch throws out Mike Hearn, trying to score on that fly ball from third base. And so John Bo flies into a double play. Bo flies out to center field, and Sean Arch had to go down on one knee to grab the ball. Then he got up quickly, and he throws out Hearn 8-2 for the second end of the inning. Darren Blang holds on at first base. So now there's 2 outs, a runner at first, and the batter is first baseman Hans Jensen. Arch throws, and Jensen swings and misses for strike 1. Well, a fine defensive play by Sean Arch, and that could certainly turn some things around, as suddenly Doug Arch does not have such a big hole to climb out of. 0-1 pitch to Jensen. He takes a breaking ball inside. Looked like Doug was really in serious difficulty, but then that fly ball double play certainly helps out. Now the 1-1 pitch, way inside. 2 balls and 1 strike to Hans Jensen. Arch throws again, low for ball 3. Now, we saw some outfielders in the first game, the Chaparrals contest, have some trouble with fly balls. It's a very high sky today, and the outfield here at this ballpark is not the easiest to play to begin with, especially in right field, especially during dusk. 3-1 delivery is on the outside corner for a called strike 2. 3-2 and 2 outs, so Blang at first base will be moving with the pitch. But some outfielders had a tough time picking the ball up in game 1. Here's the pitch, a line shot to left center field that'll drop for a base hit, cut off by Sean Arch. Blang holds at second, Hunts on at first base with the third, or the fourth, Eau Claire hit in the first inning. Runners at first and second, and 2 outs. Scott Gibson, the batter, Eau Claire's second baseman, and the 7th man to bat this inning. So that fly ball double play, really a big help for the Blue Devils. The pitch by Arch, way inside, and it did get him. It nicked him as it went by. It got his uniform jersey. Gibson hit by a pitch. So now the bases are loaded for left fielder Scott Strand. I only think that ball hit the uniform jersey, but that's all it requires. Bases loaded and 2 outs. Scott Strand stands in, right-hand hitting left fielder. It's Blang at third, Jensen at second, and Gibson at first. Arch from the windup. He throws high for ball 1. Eau Claire has the bases loaded and 2 outs, top of the first, already leading 2-0. The 1-0 to Strand, that's high. Olson fakes a toss to third base, and Blang scampers back. 2-0 now on Scott Strand, and you would think that Doug Arch has to come in right here. He winds and throws again, and that pitch over at the knees for a called strike. Two and 1. Runners take their leads. The pitch by Arch, low and inside. So Doug in danger of walking in a run. We see no action right now in the Blue Devils bullpen. Arch is ready, and here is his 3-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Good fastball by Doug Arch. And the count now full at 3-2 with 2 outs. All 3 runners will be on the move. Strand steps back in. He's ready. The pitch by Arch is foul down the right side, out of play. Doug has already thrown more than a few pitches in this first inning. All 3 runners back to their bases. They will again be moving with the pitch. Strand is ready. Arch is set. Here is his pitch. Foul to the right side, again out of play. Now Darren Blang, who is the pitcher for Eau Claire, getting quite a workout on the bases. He's the guy down at third base. He's moved around there from first, and now he's doing some sprinting down the third base line on these foul balls. Once again, the 3-2 pitch is foul to the right side, out of play, and that's all the way over into the street. Long line drive by Strand. So Scott Strand really giving Doug Arch a battle. The count's still 3-2. Again, the runners lead. They are off as Doug Arch throws. Swung on and missed to end the inning. Doug Arch records his first strikeout to end that Eau Claire rally. Eau Claire in the first gets 2 runs on 4 hits. There was 1 error, a hit batter, a walk, and 3 men left on base. So we've played a half inning. Our score is Eau Claire 2, Marshfield coming to bats. We'll be back to Reese Field after this message. 7th and catching. Batting 8th is second baseman Kent Klein. Klein batting 8th at second base. Pitcher Doug Arch will bat 9th, and Jeff Lappy stands in to face right-hander Darren Blang. And here's Blang's first pitch inside for ball 1. As we mentioned, Eric Zenner left the ball game while playing left field in the top half of this inning due to some sort of a leg problem. The 1-0 to Lappy. He takes it inside, and we don't want to alarm anyone. Eric left under his own power. Looked like he was walking normally, but he may have suffered some sort of a cramp or slight muscle pull, and he was pulled by manager DeLisio. Here's the 2-0 to Lappy, way inside, ball 3. Coming into today's contest, Lappy batting .353. One of the pleasant surprises in DeLisio' lineup. The 3-0 from Blang. He takes it inside for ball 4.
The number 2 hitter is the shortstop, Dale Varsho.
Now the Blue Devils have a leadoff base runner for shortstop Dale Varsho. Recent Marshfield senior high graduate. Dale in his last 3 games is 7 of 13 with a home run. He hit that home run a couple of nights ago over in Plover. So he is on quite a tear. The pitch by Blang on the inside corner, a called strike. Lappy at first base being held on by Hunts Jensen, so there's a hole on the right side of the diamond. In fact, the hole is actually up the middle because second baseman Scott Gibson is shaded over towards the hole. Quick toss to first, and Lappy dives in. Our umpires for this ball game: behind the plate, Don Blazinski, and on the bases, Gary Scarehut. Another throw to first base, and again Lappy dives in. Varsho right on the edge of that batter's box, the inside edge. Again, Blang throws to first, and Lappy dives in. We're only in the first inning, and already Darren Blang really conscious of the Marshfield base runner. Now he throws towards Varsho, and Dale lines one past the shortstop into left center field. A base hit. It may get in the gap. It's cut off by Cornell in center field, but Lappy goes to third base, and Varsho steams into second.
The third batter for Marshfield, the third baseman, number 4, Wayne Wagner.
Dale Varsho lined that right over the head of shortstop Scott Kruger. Kruger leaped high as he could and almost snared the line drive. Couldn't quite grab it, and the ball rolled all the way out towards the fence in left center field. Cut off just shy of the warning track by Jason Cornell in left center, and he hurried the ball back in, but Lappy and Varsho get around to second and third. So 2 men in scoring position for third baseman Wayne Wagner. Wayne batting .310 coming into today's contest. He has been a pleasant offensive surprise for the Blue Devils. Blang from the stretch, he throws low and outside for ball one. The Eau Claire infield is playing halfway. Runners at second and third, nobody out, and Blang working from the stretch. The third baseman Hearn very close to the bag. The 1-0 to Wagner, ground ball right back to Blang on the mound. He looks the runners back and throws out Wagner.
The number 4 hitter is the first baseman, number 21, Scott Hinker.
So there's one out, and now here comes Scott Hinker. Big power man for the Blue Devils. Scott batting .320, 2 homers, 12 RBIs. The guy who can really hit the long ball for you. Blang will continue to work from the stretch. His first pitch to Hinker, a curveball on the outside corner for a called strike. Blue Devils threatening in the first, runners at second and third, 1 out, trailing Eau Claire 2-0. Blang's throw to second base, and Varsho's picked off. Varsho picked off, a great move by Darren Blang, who wheeled around on the rubber and threw to shortstop Scott Kruger covering, and Varsho was in no man's land, and he didn't even slide trying to get back in. He was out by several feet. Varsho picked off, goes out 1-6, the second out of the inning. Now with 2 outs, Lappy remains at third base, and still he will be held. Blang still working from the stretch. The pitch to Hinker. Breaking ball misses high and outside. Well, now both teams have had some base running mishaps in the first inning. A fly ball double play for Eau Claire in the top half of this inning, and now Varsho picked off for Marshfield in the bottom half. The count to Hinker is 1-1. Blang throws again, and Hinker swings and misses. He's getting nothing but breaking pitches from Blang. He hasn't seen a fastball yet. And Hinker now behind on the count, 1-2. He would like to get one up in that strong breeze going towards left field. Blang throws again, fastball bounces in. That might be the only type of fastball Scott sees today. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jeff Lappy standing down at third base. He got there via a walk and a 2-base hit by Dale Varsho, who has since been picked off. Hinker ready once again. And the 2-2 from Darren Blang. Curveball swung on and missed. Jammed him high and tight. And Hinker out on strikes. That's Blang's first strikeout of the inning. Marshfield in the first with no runs on 1 hit, no errors, a walk, and 1 man left. So we've gone 1 inning, and our score is Eau Claire 2 and Marshfield 0. More baseball from Reese Field after this message. The second inning, and catcher Kevin Kelshaw leads off for Eau Claire. Facing Doug Arch, the first pitch is outside for ball one. It's Eau Claire 2 and Marshfield nothing as Eau Claire bats in the top of the second. Arch throws again, misses inside. 2-0. Marshfield Chaparrals won game one today. 2-0 pitch, chopped on the third baseline foul. 5-4 win for the Chaparrals in the opener. They beat Two Rivers. Brian Doudna, the winner, went all the way, struck out 10, allowed only 4 hits. Dave Jansen singled and hit a solo homer, and Brian Mansell hit a solo homer for Marshfield. Arch throws again, fly ball to deep left center. Lappy back to the track, to the fence, reaches up and grabs it for the first out. A deep drive by Kevin Kelshaw, sending Jeff Lappy back to the fence in left field, but it stays in the ballpark for the first out. Well, with the wind blowing out towards left field the way it is, anything hit that way has a chance, but that just not long enough. That's the first out of the Eau Claire second, and the batter is center fielder Jason Cornell. Arch throws a curveball high. Cornell walked and later scored back in the first inning. Leadoff hitter, center fielder for this Eau Claire ball club. The next pitch by Arch misses inside, 2-0. Chaparrals will play our next ball game here at Reese Field following this Blue Devil contest. 2-0 pitch is low and inside. They will take on Janesville, and we will broadcast that game immediately following our Blue Devil broadcast. Plus Milwaukee Brewer baseball tonight. 3-0 from Arch is right down the center for a call and strike. So a lot of baseball today here on WDLB. Make sure you stay with us for complete baseball coverage. 3-1 delivery popped up into shallow right center. This is a tough play, but Sean Arch in from center will take charge and make the catch for the second out. I think the wind took that just a bit as well, because it looked like Sean had a long run to come in to grab that one, but the wind took it out towards him, and he was able to get there pretty quickly and make the catch. So with 2 outs, the batter is shortstop Scott Kruger. The pitch by Arch, he comes sidearm on him and throws it over for a call and strike. Kruger hit the 2-run homer in the first inning that gave Eau Claire their current 2-0 lead. Arch throws again, and Kruger fouls it off the mask of catcher Brian Olson. And Doug quickly ahead on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. The next pitch by Arch, swung on and missed, jammed him with a high, hard fastball. Kruger out on strikes to win the inning, and an easy inning it is for Doug Arch. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base, and now we've played an inning and a half, and our score is Eau Claire 2, Marshfield nothing. Back with more baseball after this. Here's Sean Arch leading off the Blue Devils second inning with the Chaparrals and the Blue Devils both here. Get them a little confused this weekend. But Arch, Wolf, and Olson will bat for the Blue Devils here in the second inning. Sean Arch batting .250 coming into today's action. Darren Blang, tall right-hander on the mound for Eau Claire. He winds and throws a fastball over for a called strike. Eau Claire leads it 2-0 as the Blue Devils bat in the second inning. Here's the 0-1, swung on and missed. Nice breaking ball by Blang. And he's ahead of Sean Arch, 0-2. Here's Blang's next pitch. Popped up into shallow right, and second baseman Scott Gibson on the edge of the grass takes it for the first out. Right fielder Rob Wolf will hit next.
Right fielder Rob Wolf.
Wolf batting .350. A homer and 5 RBIs for the Blue Devils. A very nice addition to this Marshfield ball club up from Pittsville. Here's the pitch by Blang. Ground ball down the third baseline. Tough chance. Blang off the mound, grabs it, bobbles it, and throws the ball down the right field line. Wolf will hold on at first base as second baseman Scott Gibson gets over to pick it up. Wolf is on. An error has been charged. And I'm not sure who that error is on. It's on the pitcher. Did not look like a bad throw. It almost looked like the first baseman Jensen stretched too low, and the ball went right over his mitt. But the error has been awarded to Darren Blang, the pitcher, and now catcher Brian Olson is the batter. Pitch by Blang, swung on and missed. A weak swing by Brian, fooled on a breaking pitch. The count is 0-1. So the Blue Devils have a runner at first base with 1 out in the bottom of the second, trailing Eau Claire 2-0. Blang from the stretch. 0-1 to Olson. He thought about it but took it low. Count goes to 1-1. Brian batting .210 coming into today's action. Fine defensive catcher. Blang tosses to first. Wolf is back. Now the pitch by Blang. Low and outside, breaking ball. Olson ahead on the count. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rob Wolf has a short lead at first base. And Blang's next pitch hit in the air down the right field line. That will go foul. 2-2.
Not old hitter now.
Well, there will certainly be a lot of baseball here today. I hope you're ready for it, fans, and I certainly hope you get out here and see some of this. Because some real good baseball, some fine teams in town for this Marshfield Baseball Classic. The count to Olson is 2-2. Here's the pitch by Blang. Popped into the screen behind home plate. Still 2-2, and Olson really having some difficulties with Blang. He's just up there checking his swing. He's taken a couple of very weak swings. So it looks like he's having a lot of problems with Blang's breaking ball. Again, the count even 2-2. And the pitch by Blang, fastball hit on the ground towards third, picked up by Hearn, goes to second, throws the ball in the dirt, and everybody's safe. As the second baseman Gibson knocked it down, but could not control it. So that's the second error of this inning.
Time was off, the bag's long.
Olson down at first base. Wolf came off the bag at second and was tagged, but the base umpire out there, Mr. Scarehut, had clearly called timeout after Rob requested time to dust himself off. Well, Darren Blang ought to be out of this inning, but a couple of errors have put Blue Devil runners at first and second with only 1 out. And the batter now is second baseman Kent Klein.
Come on, Kent! Go, Darren. Come on, come on.
Two errors by the Eau Claire defense in this second inning, and the Blue Devils have the tying runs on base. Klein, a right-handed batter, stands in. Blank working from the stretch. The pitch to Klein, foul to the screen for strike one. Do remember that Blank picked a man off of second base in the first inning, so he has a pretty nice move. Kent Klein has not been hitting the ball as well as he would like. He's batting below 200. The 0-1 pitch floats low and outside, but he's a veteran ball player and could snap out of it any time, so he can still be a pretty dangerous man in this situation. DeLisio with some signs down at third base. Klein ready, and here's the 1-1 from Blank, and that catches the outside corner for a called strike two. So now Klein behind on the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Wolf, the runner at second base, and Olson is at first. Bryan is not being held. Jensen playing behind him. The 1-2 pitch to Klein. He swings halfway, and let's get an appeal here. And Klein apparently held his swing. It is ball 2. Kent was fooled by a breaking ball low and inside. Golfed at it, but Mr. Scarehut on the bases says he did not take a full swing. So the count now 2-2. And again, the pitch by Blank is popped down the first base line. Jensen over from first base will have no play. It falls near the Blue Devil bullpen. And Klein will come back with the count still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now the Blue Devils had runners to second and third with 1 out in the first inning, could not score. Now runners at first and second with 1 out here in the second. Let's see if they can capitalize. Klein again stands in, waiting the 2-2 pitch. Blank throws, swung on and missed. Klein out on strikes. Blank records his second strikeout. Well, pitcher Doug Arch will come up next. Doug is batting .380 with a couple of home runs and 13 RBIs, so he's a pretty potent stick, even though he is batting 9th. Blank from the stretch. The runners at first and second lead. Here's the pitch, and Arch fouls one at the plate for strike 1. Marshfield trailing 2-0. Runners at first and second and 2 outs. Bottom half of the second. Blue Devil manager DeLisio usually does not like to bat his pitchers. Likes to use the DH in place of pitchers, but Doug Arch swings pretty good, so he is in the lineup even though he's just batting 9th. Here's the 0-1 from Blank, and Doug fouls it at home plate, and he's now behind on the count, 0-2. Wind really starting to pick up. We have a very, very breezy afternoon here in Marshfield, and the wind is blowing straight out towards left field. You can bet that some of those big power hitters on the Chaparral side are just licking their chops, waiting for that next game to begin. Guys like Tom Zock and Brian Mansell saying, oh boy, I can't wait to get out there. Put a fly ball into that breeze. Here's the 0-2, popped up behind home plate and out of play. Still 0-2 to Doug Arch. Runners late at first and second. Darren Blank trying to pitch out of another jam created this time by his defense. The pitch to Arch is fouled down the third base side. A couple of errors by the Eau Claire defense in this inning have put those 2 men on base. Otherwise, this inning would have been over long ago. But Doug Arch hanging in there. He has fouled off 4 straight pitches.
Late 34. Somebody will get it. Maybe your catcher will get it.
And again, Blang is set, pitching from the stretch. Here's the 0-2. Swung on and missed, and that ends the inning. 3 strikeouts for Darren Blang this afternoon. Marshfield in the second. No runs, no hits, 2 errors, and 2 men left on base. So we've now played 2 innings, and the score is Eau Claire 2, Marshfield nothing. More baseball in just a moment.
Cooler for each of the championship teams. 100 quart coolers that have been donated by the M&I Central Bank of Marshfield and also Perkins Sports.
The 3, 4, and 5 hitters coming up for Eau Claire in the 3rd inning: Mike Hearn, Darren Blang, and John Bowe. Major League Baseball tonight on WDLB. It's the Milwaukee Brewers and the Oakland A's from County Stadium. Pre-game show 7 o'clock tonight, and game time is 7:30. Danny Darwin pitching for the Brewers tonight as they try to make it 2 in a row over the Oakland guys. A 5-4 win last night. Ernie Riles driving in the winning run with a check swing base hit in the 8th inning, giving the victory to reliever Dan Plesac. Here's 3rd baseman Mike Hearn facing right-hander Doug Arch as Eau Claire bats in the 3rd inning. Pitch by Arch is inside for ball 1. Eau Claire on top, 2-0, as they bat in the top of the 3rd. Hearn singled his first time up. He's 1 for 1. He had 1 of 4 base hits for Eau Claire in the 1st. Arch throws one right down the center for a called strike. But since then, Arch has retired 4 in a row. 1-1 delivery. Hearn hits a high chopper over the mound. The shortstop Varsha waits back on the ball, grabs it, and throws out Hearn for the first out. Not an easy play, as Varsho had to wait for that high hopper to come down. And then once he did grab it, he had to get the ball out of the mitt in a hurry and throw hard to retire Mike Hearn. Darren Blang, the batter, Eau Claire pitcher, who singled his first time up. Tall right-handed batter. Here's the pitch by Arch, misses inside, ball 1. Arch throws again. That is low, ball 2. See some clouds forming overhead, but they dissipate pretty quickly. 2-0 pitch from Arch is inside for ball 3. We're supposed to, I guess, maybe have some rain tonight. But nothing this afternoon to get in the way of your baseball plans. 3-0 pitch is high and inside for ball 4, and Blang walks on 4 pitches.
The next batter, the right fielder, John Bowie.
Arch has now walked 2. Right fielder John Bowie will hit next. Fly down to center field his first time up. In fact, he flied into that double play. It's a line drive base hit to left field. And Eau Claire will have runners at first and second. That's 5 hits for Eau Claire this afternoon. Blang down at second base and Bowie at first with the base hit, and Eau Claire threatening once again. The hitter is first baseman Hans Jensen. He had one of those first inning singles as well. So the Eau Claire Ball Club trying to get something started here in the 3rd inning. They already lead 2-0. Arch from the stretch. Here is his pitch. Swung on and missed. High fastball. 0-1. Runners at first and second, and only 1 out in the Eau Claire 3rd, and they lead 2-0. Looks like we may be getting a courtesy runner here. A gentleman coming out of the Eau Claire dugout. And this is Eric Shager, who will run for Blang at second base.
Eric Shager running for Blang.
Blang, the pitcher, being lifted for a courtesy runner. So Shager is the runner at second base, Bowie at first. The count on Jensen, no balls and 1 strike. Arch checks the runners and throws a breaking ball, line to center field for a base hit. Sean Arch will come up throwing. Shager rounds third. He will hold. The bases are loaded with only 1 out. And Hunts Jensen cracks his second hit of the day.
Second baseman, Scott Gibson.
It's now Shager at third, Bowie at second, Jensen at first for Scott Gibson. And Dale Yukaitis back on the mound after a walk and 2 singles load the bases. Nobody throwing in the Blue Devil bullpen. And Mr. Yukaitis out there trying to settle down Doug Arch, who was allowed 2 runs on 6 hits, walked 2, and struck out 2 in his first 2 1/3 innings. Doug gets a vote of confidence. He will remain on the mound. Scott Gibson was hit by a pitch his first time up. Pretty impressive the way this Sean Arch plays center field out there, by the way. Not only did he engineer that double play back in the first inning, the pitch to Gibson swung on and missed. Good fastball for strike 1. Have to like the way he charges the ball on that last base hit. He came up, got the ball in shallow center field, and came up firing. 0-1 pitch down low. And that play, more than anything else, two and 2. Eau Claire loaded the bases with 2 outs in the first, and Arch struck out the next batter. And he strikes out Gibson here. Gibson out on a foul tip, held on to by Brian Olson. And that's 3 strikeouts now for Doug Arch. The second out of the inning, and that means that Scott Strand will have to bring home those runners. Strand was the guy who struck out with the bases loaded to end the first inning. Brian Olson, Marshfield catcher, goes out to have a chat with Doug Arch. Bases are loaded and 2 out. Shager, the runner, at third, Bowie at second, and Jensen is at first. Arch will work from the stretch. He throws, and Strand swings and misses. Good breaking ball for strike 1. Eau Claire leads it 2-0. They have the bases loaded and 2 outs in the top half of the third. Arch looks around the diamond, checks the base runners. Here is his 0-1, breaking ball, beautiful pitch, breaks across the inside corner for a called strike 2. Threw a real nice breaking ball that time, and now Arch ahead on the count, 0-2. Strand stands back in. Here's the delivery. Little looper in the infield out to second baseman Ken Klein. He'll throw to first base in time to end the inning. And once again, Doug Arch pitches out of a bases-loaded jam. Eau Claire in the third gets no runs on 2 hits. There were no errors, a walk, and 3 men left on base. So we've now played 2.5, and the score remains Eau Claire 2 and Marshfield 0. We'll come back for more Legion baseball in just a moment. now go into the Blue Devils' third inning. And the Blue Devils will have the top of their batting order, Lappy, Varsho, and Wagner coming up to face Eau Claire right-hander Darren Blang.
Leading off for Marshfield at the bottom of the third, the left fielder, Jeff Lappy.
Lappy walked and got as far as third base in the first inning. The pitch by Blang is over for a called strike. Lappy was not scheduled to start this ball game, but had to come in to play left field when Eric Zinner looked like pulled a muscle in his leg in the top half of the first while playing defense. Blang throws again, chopper foul down the right side, 0-2. Jeff Lappy, a senior next season at Marshfield Senior High School, in his first year in the Marshfield American Legion program. And here's Blang's 0-2 pitch, ground ball left side. The shortstop Kruger in the hole, grabs it and throws him out. Nice play by Scott Kruger at shortstop. And so Jeff Lappy is retired, and the batter is shortstop Dale Varsho.
Shortstop Dale Varsho.
Dale has the only Marshfield hit in this ball game, a double to left center field back in the first inning. That hit got Lappy to third, but the Blue Devils could not score off of that. Blang throws one on the inside corner for a called strike. Varsho was then picked off of second base, and the inning deteriorated rapidly at that point. Here's the 0-1 to Varsho, and that's over another good breaking ball. The count now 0-2. They have a left-handed batter, stands back in. He has been red hot with the bat lately. I mentioned earlier, 7 hits in his last 3 games. Blang throws again, and Varsho swings and misses. Looked like that was a screwball of some sort. It broke away from the left-handed batter across the outside corner, and Varsho swung, didn't come close. Well, Blang is now fan 4, and the hitter is Wayne Wagner, Marshfield third baseman, who bounced back to the pitcher his first time up, 0-for-1. Here's the pitch by Blang, and that misses outside, ball 1. Eau Claire leads it 2-0 as the Blue Devils bat. 2 out, nobody on, bottom half of the third. The 1-0, way outside, ball 2. Well, that breeze still blowing out towards left field. These right-handed batters have to like that if they can get one up there in that wind. The 2-0 to Wagner. Takes it high and inside, ball 3. Of course, it's easy to tell wind direction out here at Reese Field now with that new flagpole up and the American flag flying from it. That flagpole donated by the fine folks at the Marshfield VFW. The 3-0 pitch is right down the center for a called strike, and they did a real fine job, and those VFW folks should be congratulated for their donation and their hard work getting that brand new flagpole here at Reese Field. Here's the 3-1 delivery, ground ball to the right side. That'll roll foul. And Dean Sutton on the coaching lines at first base muffs it pretty bad. But Dean had no gloves, so I guess we can excuse that. Count to Wagner is full, 3-2. And the pitch by Blank is on the inside corner, called strike 3. Wayne Wagner was ready to toss the bat away and head down to first base, but he's caught looking by plate umpire Don Blazinski, and Blank is now fanned 5 in 3 innings. The Blue Devils in the third with no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. After 3 full innings, the score is Eau Claire 2, Marshfield nothing, and we'll have more Legion baseball in just a moment. Bob Booker producing our broadcast this afternoon. I'm Gene DeLisio. As Eau Claire bats in the top half of the 4th inning, their first hitter is catcher Kevin Kelshaw, and the first pitch from Doug Arch is outside for ball 1. Next pitch is right down the center, and the count evens at 1-1. Eau Claire is batting in the top of the 4th, leading 2-0. Here's the 1-1, fly ball to left field. Lappy moving back to the track, to the fence, and it's gone. A home run for Kevin Kelshaw. And that puts Eau Claire on top, 3-0. 9th place hitter in the Eau Claire lineup, but Kevin Kelshaw certainly shows some hitting ability right there with a fly ball home run over the fence in left field. A lot of Eau Claire fans on hand here today, and they certainly appreciate that shot by Kevin Kelshaw. That's now 7 hits off of Doug Arch this afternoon. And all 3 runs off of Arch are earned. Now the batter now is center fielder Jason Cornell, and he watches a pitch go outside for ball 1. Arches throws again, ball 2 inside. So Eau Claire now has a 3-0 lead, and all of their runs have come as the result of home runs. Cornell hits a ground ball right past Arch out toward shortstop, and Dale Varsho can't pick it up. Cornell is on. And our official scoring tandem is looking this one over. They're saying, well, who would you give it to? And I think they've come to a consensus that's an error on Dale Varsho, the shortstop, which would appear to be the proper call. That ball went right past Doug Arch, missed his glove by an eyelash out toward second base, and Varsho mishandled it out there. Second error charge to the Blue Devil defense today. Batter now is shortstop Scott Kruger, who hit a 2-run homer back in the first. Tossed to first, Cornell is back. Arch pitching in trouble all afternoon long. He throws to Kruger, and he takes it high for ball 1. Jason Cornell down at first base. Nobody out. Top of the 4th, and Eau Claire now leading 3-0. Runner is going. 1-0 pitch inside. Throw to second base. Not in time. Cornell steals second base. The count to Kruger is now 2-0. Second stolen base for Jason Cornell today. Well, Eau Claire now has another man in scoring position. The count to Scott Kruger, 2 balls and no strikes. Arch from the stretch. He throws inside for ball 3. No one warming up in the Blue Devil bullpen, although on a day like today it would not take long to get loose. Temperatures approaching 90 degrees. Here's the 3-0 to Kruger. It's low for ball 4. Olsen throws to second base, and Cornell is out. Second baseman Ken Klein taking the throw, and catcher Brian Olsen picks the runner off second base. Scott Kruger is on with a walk, the third issued by Arch today, but Cornell picked off at second base, and if you're scoring with us, that play goes 2-6, and Jason Cornell not a happy guy as he returns to the Eau Claire dugout. Runner at first and one out, and third baseman Mike Hearn is the batter. Arch from the stretch. There's a breaking ball behind Hearn's head. In fact, so far behind, he doesn't even move. The count goes ball 1. Well, now both teams have had a runner picked off second base today. The 1-0 pitch is in the dirt, ball 2, and Arch now having some difficulty finding home plate. Blue Devils had Dale Verschow picked off of second back in the first inning by pitcher Darren Blang. 2-0 delivery. Ground ball left side. Verschow at short in the hole. Goes to second for 1. Relay to first base is in time for a double play. 6-4-3 double play for the Blue Devil defense, and a real nice one as Verschow had to go in the hole between short and third and backhand the ground ball, and then throw to Kent Klein, who made a nifty pivot, tossed on to first baseman Scott Hinker for the double play to end the inning. Eau Claire in the fourth with 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Kevin Kelshaw. There was 1 error, a walk, and nobody left on base. After 3.5 innings of play, the score is still Eau Claire 3 and Marshfield nothing. And we'll have more American Legion baseball right after these messages.
The leadoff batter for Marshfield at the bottom of the fourth inning, the first baseman, Scott Hinker.
Marshfield Blue Devils looking for their first run of the day off of Darren Blang. In fact, they've only had 1 hit. And Blang has retired the last 5 men to face him, 4 via strikeout. Scott Hinker, the batter, to start the fourth inning. He takes the ball over for a called strike. Blue Devils trail Eau Claire 3-0. Marshfield hitting bottom half of the fourth. Here's the 0-1 from Blang, and that's on the outside corner. Good fastball, a called strike 2. Blue Devils lost their first game in this tournament last night to Milton by a score of 10-5. Here's the 0-2, bounces in, 1-2. And earlier today, the Marshfield Chaparrals won their first game, defeating Two Rivers 5-4, and the Chaparrals playing in the next contest this afternoon. 1-2 delivery, swung on and missed. A good breaking ball by Blang. He has now fanned 6. Blang with 6 strikeouts. In fact, he struck out 5 of the last 6 men to face him. Sean Arch, the batter. Marshfield center fielder popped to the second baseman back in the second inning. He is 0 for 1. Blang throws one outside for ball 1. Well, we knew Darren Blang was a pretty good basketball player after watching him perform for Regis, but he's not a bad pitcher either. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball to the right side, and the first baseman Jensen off the bag, grabs it, steps on first base for the second out.
The next Marshfield batter is the right fielder, Rob Wolf.
Rob Wolf will hit next for the Blue Devils. Reached on an error his first time up, 0 for 1. Rob Wolf, an all-Merriwood Conference selection in baseball this past season. Second team all-conference in basketball. Honorable mention player in football. Real triple threat guy, Rob Wolf from Pittsville. The pitch by Blank is high and inside, ball one. Blue Devils trying to get something going here in the fourth inning. They trail 3-0. Nobody on base and 2 out. Here's the 1-0 pitch, popped up on the right side. That will go out of play. Count goes to 1-1. And Rob Wolf, by the way, will of course be back next year at Pittsville High School. He has his senior year ahead of him. Blank's 1-1 pitch, ground ball left side. The third baseman Hearn with a nice play on the big hop and throws him out to end the inning. Mike Hearn, the third baseman, coming in charging to grab that big hopper, and he throws out Rob Wolf to end the fourth. Blue Devils in the fourth with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. We've gone 4 innings. It's Eau Claire 3, Marshfield nothing. Back with more after this. By the way, we want to inform you again that Marquette University has a news conference scheduled for 3 o'clock this afternoon. And as soon as we learn what they are doing, what they are announcing, we will pass that information to you. They could be announcing a new basketball coach, and we emphasize, or they could be announcing what their plans are now that Mike Newell has rejected their offer to take that position, and Dick Versace has taken himself out of contention for that job. They could just be announcing their plan of attack as to how they plan to continue looking for a new head coach. Darren Blank leads off the Eau Claire fifth, and he swings and misses at a high, hard fastball from Doug Arch. 0-1. Eau Claire on top, 3-0. Here's the next pitch by Arch, and that pitch on the inside corner, a called strike 2. Now Al Meyer just went down and got the drinks. We appreciate that. Fortunately, Al put his shirt back on. Otherwise, he would not have gotten back up here with all the girls floating around here. Here's the 0-2, ground ball foul outside the line of third. Would have had a major spectacle had Al tried to get down there with his shirt off and all these women in the stands. This would have been an ugly scene. 0-2 to Darren Blank. And the pitch by Doug Arch hit him. Looked like it hit him. Well, maybe not. Apparently not. Came very close, way inside, and Arch coming 3/4 to sidearm on some of these guys. That's the pitch he threw right there. And now Blank steps out. Arch hit one earlier. Scott Gibson back in the first inning grazed his uniform, and it looked like Blank was closer to getting it than Gibson was. Here's a curveball hit in the air to left center field. Lappy and Sean Arch converge, and they collide, and somebody held onto the ball, I do believe. They're both down, but it looks like somebody has the ball. Blank is at second base. Sean Arch holds the ball up. He caught the ball, and they're both still down. Lappy is pulling himself up. Now Sean Arch tosses the ball away to Dale Varsho, the shortstop, who comes out to help, and Sean is sitting up. They collided pretty good. Sean Arch, however, with an outstanding play in center field, held on to the baseball. And they are both up, walking around. Looks like Sean got it a bit worse than Jeff did, but they both appear to be moving around okay. Sean may be still a bit dazed. Dale Yakitis quickly on the scene with many of the Blue Devil ball players. In fact, the Eau Claire coach, Ken Eisenhuth, is also out, and he is concerned about Sean and making sure he's okay. Mr. Eisenhuth immediately went out from his third base coaching position to check on Sean Arch and Jeff Lappy. Playing with a fly ball to left center field, and Jeff Lappy, the left fielder, and Sean Arch, the center fielder, converged. Arch made the catch, and the two of them then collided. Both went down, and it appears both are okay, and both will remain in the ball game. So we're very fortunate that was not a more serious situation. Don't like to see those guys out there colliding. That can be a real problem. Well, it seems like no harm was done, so we're very fortunate. And now the batter is right fielder John Bowie. 1 for 2. He has flied to center and singled. Arch has allowed 3 runs on 7 hits so far today, but all runs for Eau Claire have scored via the home run. A 2-run shot by Scott Kruger in the first, and a solo homer by Kevin Kelshaw in the fourth. Bowie stands in, and here's the pitch by Doug Arch. Ground ball to third. Wayne Wagner grabs it and throws him out easily. Well, 2 quick outs in the Eau Claire fifth. Hans Jensen, the batter, he's the first baseman, and he has hit the ball hard twice today, as a couple of singles to his credit. Right-handed hitting first baseman. The pitch by Arch popped up on the diamond. It's on the right side, now behind second base. Ken Klein takes it, and that ends the inning. Now that's the first time Eau Claire has been retired in order since the second. In the fifth, they get no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. So now after 4.5, it's still Eau Claire 3, Marshfield nothing. We'll return to Reith's Field following this message. Well, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we have Milwaukee Brewer baseball for you tonight on WDLB as the Brewers tangle with the Oakland A's at County Stadium in Milwaukee. All the action with Bob Uecker and Pat Hughes starting with their pregame show, the On Deck Show at 7 p.m. this evening. And game time is 7:30. Again, that's the Brewers and the Oakland A's tonight, right here on AM 1450 WDLB. And again, to recap our action of earlier today, the Marshfield Chaparrals with an opening round victory as they beat Two Rivers in the adult portion of this tournament 5-4. Dave Jansen and Brian Mansell both hit home runs for the Chaparrals, and Brian Doudna tossed a complete game 4-hitter and struck out 10. The Chaparrals will now face Janesville in our next ball game here this afternoon. That contest scheduled to begin right around 3:30, and we will also have the broadcast of that game for you here on WDLB. Come on, Brian. Well, the last 8 Marshfield hitters have been retired. The last Blue Devil on base was Brian Olson, who reached on a throwing error back in the second inning, and Olson is leading off the Marshfield fifth against Darren Blank. Here's the first pitch, and Olson swings and misses for strike 1. Blue Devils are batting in the bottom of the fifth, trailing 3-0. The only Marshfield hit, a solid double to left center by Dale Varsho way back in the first inning. Here's the 0-1 from Blank. It's popped up behind second base, and the second baseman, Scott Gibson, is out. He gives way to center fielder Jason Cornell, who makes the catch for the first down. And that is the first putout recorded by the Eau Claire outfield today. They have not been real busy out there. Ken Klein stands in next, Marshfield's second baseman, a strikeout victim back in the second. Here's the pitch by Blank. It's in the dirt, ball one. Darren Blank really breezing along this afternoon. Next pitch to Klein, low and outside, ball two. Blank had thrown only 55 pitches through the first 4 innings. A very minimal number. He's behind Ken Klein, 2-0. Blank throws again, inside for ball 3. Blank has only walked 1, and that 1 walk was to the leadoff batter in the first inning, Jeff Lappy. The 3-0 delivery is over for a called strike. Klein, the 8th place hitter in the Blue Devil batting order. The 3-1 from Blank. Ground ball to third. Hearn on the second hop grabs it and launches one, but the first baseman, Hunts Jensen, comes down on the bag for the second out. Looked like that ball was ticketed well over Jensen's head, but Jensen went high in the air, grabbed it, and came down on first base well before Klein got down the line. So with 2 outs, Doug Arch will hit, Marshfield pitcher. He struck out his first time up, so he is 0 for 1. Doug batting in the 9th spot for Dale Yukaitis today. The pitch by Blank is high and away for ball 1. It's Eau Claire 3 and Marshfield nothing. As the Blue Devils hit last of the 5th, nobody on base and 2 outs. The 1-0 delivery popped up in shallow right center field. The right fielder, John Bowie, is over. He'll take it to win the inning. Well, for the 3rd consecutive inning, the Blue Devils go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. And we've now played 5 innings. Eau Claire leads Marshfield 3-0. More baseball after this. Well, Doug Arch has been pretty effective on the mound today. His numbers really would not indicate that, except that he's pitched out of a lot of jams and kept the Blue Devils in the ball game. In 5 innings, Doug has allowed 3 runs, all earned on 7 hits. He has walked 3. He has struck out 3. He has hit 1. The Eau Claire Ball Club would like a few additional runs, and they'll start this inning with second baseman Scott Gibson, who has been hit by a pitch and struck out. 0 for 1. 0 for 1. The pitch by Doug Arch, swung on a miss for strike 1. Eau Claire on top 3-0 as they bat in the top half of the 6th. 0-1 delivery is high and outside. One to Gibson. Curveball misses inside, 2-1. Arch throws again. Popped up down the right field line. Here's a tough chance. It will fall just inside the line. Fair ball. Rob Wolf in the corner picks it up, throws to second base over everybody's head, and it'll be a bloop double for Scott Gibson. Shortstop, third baseman Wayne Wagner backing up the play, so no further advance by Gibson, but he has a bloop double down the right field line. And Eau Claire with a base runner at second to start the 6th inning. And here comes Scott Strand, who is waiting to deliver for Eau Claire. The left fielder has struck out and bounced out, 0 for 2. Pitch by Arch is over for a called strike. Strand has made both of his outs today with the bases loaded. So he would certainly like to come through right here and reverse that. The 0-1 from Arch, little looper into shallow left field. Lappy comes on in a hurry and makes a running catch for the first out. One down, and catcher Kevin Kelshaw will hit next. Kelshaw, the Eau Claire catcher, hit a solo home run back in the 4th inning. He has also flied to left, so he is 1 for 2 today. Doug Arch working from the stretch. And the pitch to Kelshaw. Line shot past second baseman Ken Klein into right field for a base hit. Wolf comes up throwing, and the runner at second base, Gibson, goes to third and stops right there. Eau Claire now with base runners at first and third and 1 out. So the Eau Claire Ball Club with a big threat right here, and they are threatening to put this one away right here. They're up by 3, only 1 out, and runners at the corners for leadoff man Jason Cornell. Cornell 0 for 2 today. He has walked and scored, fly to center, and reached on an error. Gibson at third, Kelshaw at first. Infield at double play depth, and the first pitch is over for a called strike. Eau Claire leads it 3-0, and they're threatening to add more right here. Runners at the corners, and 1 out, top of the 6th. Throw to first base in the dirt, gets by Hinker, but he retrieves it quickly, and Gibson will not advance from third. Arch with his pickoff throw in the dirt, and a nice play by Scott Hinker to block it. Jason Cornell standing back in the batter's box. He's behind on the count, 0-1. Doug Arch working from the stretch will check the base runners. Here is his pitch. Fouled back to the screen, and Cornell behind on the count, 0-2. It looked like that pitch was a bit out of the strike zone high. But Cornell offered nonetheless, and he's behind 0-2. Arch, after allowing 2 runs in the first inning, then allowed a couple of hits and a hit batter to reload the bases. He pitched out of that jam without further difficulty. Here's the 0-2 to Cornell, and he punches that one foul to the screen. Arch also loaded the bases in the 3rd with a walk and a couple of hits with 1 out, and pitched himself out of that jam. So Doug has been in pitching difficulties throughout the day. He's ahead of Cornell, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Ooh, it just missed, a bit low. And plate umpire Don Blazinski indicates that that pitch was a bit too low. So the count goes to 1-2 on Cornell. Arch takes a good look at Kelshaw at first. Here's the pitch. Curveball hit in the air to left field. Gibson tagging at third base. Lappy on in shallow left makes the catch, and there will be no advance. As Lappy tosses one home, and Kelshaw had no intentions of going, as that ball was hit very, very shallow. Eau Claire has already had 1 man thrown out on the bases trying to score on a fly ball, and the Eau Claire Ball Club not risking another, and Gibson was wisely held at third base. With 2 outs, the batter is shortstop Scott Kruger, who hit a 2-run homer in the first inning. He has also struck out and walked. Arch sets and he throws, and Kruger takes one over for a called strike. Scott Gibson at third base, Kevin Kelshaw at first for the Eau Claire Legion Ball Club, looking to add some insurance runs. Here's the 0-1, a breaking ball high. Arch set once again, throws to first base, and he throws the ball away. Gibson will score. Kelshaw advances to second base. Here's a throw, and he is in there safely. And on a pickoff play, throwing error by Doug Arch, Scott Gibson scores, and Eau Claire now leads 4-0. That is the third Marshfield error of the afternoon. Well, it looked like Arch was about to pitch himself out of yet another jam, but then he throws the ball away, and that results in the fourth Eau Claire run. Now a man at second base, 1-1 the count. Next pitch to Kruger is up high, 2-1. And it looks like Doug is a bit upset with himself. There's the 2-1 to Kruger, and that misses low and inside. Three balls and one strike now to Scott Kruger. Pitch by Arch, ground ball down the third base line, fair ball. It will roll into the corner. Kelshaw will score from second base. Kruger on his way to second with a stand-up double, and Eau Claire now leads 5-0.
The next batter for Eau Claire, the third baseman, Mike Hearn.
Well, Scott Kruger comes through again. He now has a double, a home run, and 3 RBIs for Eau Claire this afternoon. And it's a 5-0 Eau Claire lead. The hitter now is third baseman Mike Hearn. The pitch by Arch is found to the screen for strike one. Eau Claire leads 5-0. He scored 2 in the first, 1 in the fourth, and so far 2 more here in the sixth. Kruger down at second base with 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 to Hearn. Ground ball back up the middle. Klein at second base cuts it off, throws him out to end the inning. Eau Claire in the sixth with 2 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. We've now played 5 1/2. It's now Eau Claire 5 and the Marshfield Blue Devils nothing. We'll have more baseball in just a moment. Darren Blank pitching for the Eau Claire Legion squad, and he has retired the last 11 Blue Devils he has faced as he prepares to face the top of the batting order, Lappy, Varsho, and Wagner here in the sixth. We will have one more Marshfield baseball game to broadcast today. The Chaparrals and Janesville coming up following this ball game here on WDLB. And if you're thinking about some ways to spend part of your Saturday afternoon or evening, you might want to put Reith's Field on your agenda because there will be a lot of entertaining baseball here today. Here's Jeff Lappy leading off the Marshfield sixth against Darren Blank. Pitch by Blank, swung on and missed for strike one. Lappy today has walked and bounced out to short, 0 for 1. Playing left field in place of Eric Zenner. 0-1 delivery way inside. Eric left the ball game in the top half of the first when it seemed like he pulled a muscle or suffered a cramp or did something in a minor way to his leg. He left the ball game under his own power, has not returned. 1-1 to Lappy, breaking ball floats inside, 2-1. Again, Marshfield, Chaparrals, and Janesville in the next ball game here at 3:30. The Chaparrals won their first game today over Two Rivers 5-4. There's the 2-1 delivery, and Lappy takes a good pitch, a call, and strike 2. Then tonight, 2 more contests. At 6, a Legion ball game between Milton and Eau Claire. And at 8:30, an adult contest, Two Rivers and Janesville. 2-2 delivery hit on the ground towards second baseman Scott Gibson, and Lappy is thrown out easily. Dale Varsho hits next for the Blue Devils. He has doubled. In fact, that's the only hit off of Blang today. Dale also struck out back in the third, so Dale 1 for 2. Blang had thrown just 64 pitches over the first 5 innings. He is moving right along. Pitch to Varsho is hit deep but foul down the left side, out of play for strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch, foul back to the screen. If this score stays the way it is, and the Blue Devils lose this ball game, they would then play tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock against the loser of the Milton-Eau Claire ball game, which is coming up at 6 o'clock this evening. The 0-2 to Varsho floats high. So the Blue Devils hoping to avoid that fate, hoping they don't have to come back here at 11 tomorrow morning. And then they would have to win 2 tomorrow to pick up the tournament championship. That would be difficult. Here's the 1-2 from Darren Blang. Little roller down the third base side. Blang off the mound, picks it up, and throws him out for the second out. Nice play by Darren Blang, who hustles off the mound towards the third base foul line to throw out Dale Varsho. Now Wayne Wagner will hit next. Wayne has bounced back to the pitcher and struck out. 0 for 2. We're in the bottom half of the 6th. The Blue Devils have not had a base runner since the second inning. The pitch by Blang. Misses low and inside, ball 1. It's Eau Claire 5, and the Blue Devils nothing. Nobody on base, 2 outs, last of the 6th. The 1-0 to Wayne Wagner, and that is over for a called strike. 1-1. Last base runners to reach for the Blue Devils, Wolf and Olson via successive errors in the second. The 1-1 delivery, curveball misses inside. Blang has been tough. He has not walked a man since he passed Lappy, the leadoff man in the first. Here's the 2-1 to Wagner. He swings and misses. Good high fastball by Darren Blang. And the count to Wagner evens up at 2-2. Blang is all set. Here is his next pitch. Fly ball foul, right field, out of play. Count stays 2-2. Well, the Blue Devils not able to get on those hitting shoes today. Darren Blang has been mighty tough on the mound for Eau Claire. The count 2-2. And the next pitch to Wagner. Again foul down the right field line. Hunts Jensen, the first baseman, to the Marshfield bullpen, but he has no play. And the count stays 2-2. looks like Todd Cherney has a bat in the Blue Devil dugout. Might see Todd momentarily. Again, the 2-2 pitch. Hit in the air to right center field. That's in the gap, and it falls in all the way to the track. That'll be extra bases for Wagner. Wayne round second base, headed for third. Here comes the relay throw, not in time. A stand-up triple for Wayne Wagner, only the second hit today for the Blue Devils, and their first hit since the first inning. Todd Cherney will now bat for Scott Hinker. I have not seen Todd Cherney yet today. Right-handed power hitter, batting for Scott Hinker here in the sixth inning. The Blue Devils have their second hit off of Blank, a long triple to right center by Wayne Wagner. Here's the pitch to Cherney. It's low for ball one. Well, this is the second time today the Blue Devils have put him in on third base. Lappy got there in the first inning, and now Wagner here in the sixth. The 1-0 from Blank, he swings and misses, and the count to Cherney evens at 1-1. Now Blank had retired 13 in a row before Wagner's triple. The 1-1 to Cherney, he swings and misses again. And Todd having a lot of trouble with Blank's breaking ball, as most Blue Devil hitters have had today. Here's the 1-2 delivery down in the dirt. Here comes Wagner trying to score, play at the plate, and he is safe. Ball rolled away from catcher Kevin Kelshaw about 10 or 12 feet towards the Blue Devil dugout, and Wayne Wagner hustling all the way scores on the wild pitch, and the Blue Devils now trail 5-1. And the count to Todd Cherney, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Blue Devils finally cracked the scoreboard on a triple by Wayne Wagner and a wild pitch. Count to Todd Cherney, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was a difficult play for Kelshaw, the catcher. The ball was in the dirt. He was able to block it, and it rolled away only 12 or 15 feet. And I think if the score had, if the Blue Devils are not being shut out, I don't think Wagner would have tried to come home, but he took off and made it a close play. 2-2 pitch, high for ball 3. Blank, the pitcher covering, got the throw and just missed the sweep tag. So Darren Blank loses his shutout. The count to Todd Cherney is out full, 3-2. Cherney batting out of a closed stance. He waits. The pitch by Blank, high for ball 4. Only the second walk allowed by Darren Blank today. Now Sean Arch will stand in. Sean has popped to second and bounced to the first baseman. He's 0 for 2. He's made a couple of outstanding plays in the field, out in center field. Blank pitching from the stretch. And he throws to Arch. Fly ball down the first base side in foul territory, and the first baseman Jensen grabs it, and that ends the inning. The Blue Devils in the sixth to get their first run of the day on 1 hit. No errors and 1 man left on base. We've now played 6 full innings. The score is Eau Claire 5, Marshfield 1. And we'll go to the 7th inning after these messages. Pitcher Darren Blang will lead off the Eau Claire 7th against new pitcher Todd Behrens. Todd coming in with a record of 3 wins and 1 loss and an ERA of 2.29. First pitch to Blang is high for ball 1. Blue Devils trail 5-1. Eau Claire batting in the top of the 7th. 1-0 pitch fouled over the screen out of play. Count to 1-1. Doug Arch pitched pretty well today. Did not get a whole lot of support. His main problem. Pitched out of a lot of jams. And you can't do that all day. Bases loaded in the first. He pitched out of it. Pitched to Blang. Curveball high. 2-1. Bases loaded in the third. He pitched out of that. Gave up the solo homer in the fourth. Next pitch by Behrens is over for a called strike. They gave up the solo home run and the 2-run homer in the first, and then a couple of runs again in the 6th. Next pitch to Blang is hit in the air down the left field line. Arch back to the track, and it's off the wall on the fly. Blang to second base. He'll be held right there. A stand-up double for Darren Blang. I think the wind really took that one, folks. Doug Arch went back in the corner in left field like he had a play, but just kept drifting back and drifting back. And finally, the ball hit off the wall above his head. And Darren Blang stands at second base. The batter is right fielder John Bowie. And he hits one deep to left center field, and that is way out of here. A long 2-run homer for John Bowie, and Eau Claire leads 7-1. That, friends, was not a windblown home run. That was well hit, a long, towering drive over the fence in left center. And the Arches, Sean in center and Doug in left, just turned around and watched that one float out of here. So Todd Behrens is greeted in a rather unfriendly manner. A double and a home run. The Blue Devils now trail 7-1, and first baseman Hans Jensen is the hitter. Pitch by Behrens over for a called strike. Jensen has 2 singles today. He has also popped to second. Behrens will throw again, curveball, and Hans Jensen backs away from that breaking ball. The count goes to 1-1. The next pitch by Behrens, low and outside. So it looks like Eau Claire has broken this one open with 2 in the 6th and now 2 more here in the 7th, and they've taken a commanding 7-1 advantage. Behrens' 2-1 pitch on the way, curveball up high, ball 3. And Eau Claire will be back here at 6 to face Milton in another Legion contest later this evening. Here's the 3-1 from Behrens, and Jensen swings and misses. Count goes full at 3-2. One more Marshfield game to play today. That's the Chaparrals in Janesville coming up next. Full count pitch popped up a mile high on the left side. Wagner looking for it in front of the third base bag, and he takes it for the first down. That one was way up there, folks. Second baseman Scott Gibson, the next batter. Gibson 1 for 2. He has doubled and scored. He was hit by a pitch and also has struck out today. The pitch by Todd Behrens is over for a called strike. They printed this record book here, or listed these records. Here's a pitch found over the screen, strike 2 to Gibson. The American Legion people printed many of their individual and team records in their program, and we were just looking through this between innings. I counted this up last week. Mickey Vandehey holds something like 14 records in here. Is that what I counted up last week? 1, 2, 3. 15. Mickey Vandehey holds 15 Marshfield American Legion records. That's both hitting and pitching. And they all go back to 1962. Which means, I guess, that not too many people of his quality have come along since then. Scott Gibson ready to stand back in the batter's box. Behind on the count, 0-2. The pitch by Behrens, hit in the air down the right side, and Scott Hinker comes over near the bag to grab it for the second out.
The next batter for Eau Claire, the left fielder, Scott Strand.
2 men down in the Eau Claire 7th. Left fielder Scott Strand will bat next. He's 0 for 3 today. He has struck out, bounced out to second, and fly to left. Behrens throws one in the dirt for ball 1. Eau Claire on top 7-1. They're batting in the top half of the 7th. Nobody on base and 2 outs. Eau Claire with 2 runs in the 1st, 6th, and 7th, and 1 in the 4th for their current 7-run total. The 1-0 from Behrens, breaking ball across for a called strike. Here's Behrens' next pitch, and that's high and tight. Well, whatever the Blue Devil pitchers do in this ball game, certainly an improvement over last night when they walked 17. Behrens' next pitch in the dirt for ball 3. And manager Dahlia Kaitis was not real thrilled with that performance. Here's the 3-1 to Strand, and that is low for ball 4.
The next batter for Eau Claire, the catcher, Kevin Kelshaw.
Well, Todd Behrens gives up his first walk of his relief stint. Kevin Kelshaw, the Eau Claire catcher, bats next, and this guy is batting in the 9th spot, but he's been real dangerous. He has a single and a home run to his credit today. He has also flied to left, scored twice. So he's been a tough man at the plate. Behrens from the stretch, and his pitch to Kelshaw floats high for ball 1. Behrens with a lot of breaking balls in his relief stint here. His next pitch, low and outside, ball 2. That was a fastball there. the 2-0 to Kelshaw. Ball 3. And Barron's not even close. 3-0 to Kelshaw. Barron's throws again. Right down the center, a called strike. Todd Barron's trying to close out the Eau Claire 7th inning and give the Blue Devils one final shot. 3-1 delivery on the inside corner, a called strike 2.
Good job.
Count is out full, 3-2. Strand will be running at first. Barron's steps off. Strand back on the bag. We're set once again. Full count pitch, and on the ground towards third, Wayne Wagner with a nice pickup. Throws to first base. Not in time. The runner is safe, and Strand goes all the way to third as Wagner's throw pulled Hinker off the bag. And because of that throwing error, Eau Claire has runners at first and third with 2 outs. Wayne Wagner had plenty of time, but he may have come up off of that ground ball off balance and was not able to make a proper throw to Scott Hinker. The throw was to the outfield side of first base, and Hinker, with a big stretch, could not keep his foot on the bag. Since Strand was running with the pitch, he was able to go all the way around to third base. So Eau Claire has runners at first and third with 2 outs, and now we're back at the top of the batting order. And center fielder Jason Cornell.
Okay, guys, take it off now. There we go.
Cornell has walked and scored, flied out to left and to center, and reached on an error. 0 for 3. Barron's from the stretch. He throws one high for ball 1. We're in the Eau Claire half of the 7th, the top of the 7th. Eau Claire leading Marshfield 7-1 in this Legion ball game. Barron's throws way high and outside. 2-0. Here's Barron's next pitch. Popped up behind home plate. Olsen to the backstop, but it falls out of play. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Jason Cornell. Runners take their leads at first and third. Barron's to the belt. Here is his pitch, a breaking ball, just missed a bit high. And the count now 3-1. Barron's throws again, swung on and missed. Good fastball by Todd. And the count to Cornell is now full at 3-2, and we presume Kelshaw at first will be running with the pitch. The full count delivery. Fly ball to right center field. That'll be in the gap and will go all the way to the wall. Strand will score. Kelshaw rounding third base. He's going to come home. And Cornell all the way to third with a stand-up triple. And Eau Claire has a 9-1 lead. A 2-1 triple for Jason Cornell. And that chases Strand and Kelshaw home with the 3rd and 4th runs of this inning. Those runs are unearned, those last 2. Todd Barron's has been hit pretty good here in the 7th inning. Scott Kruger, the batter, takes a pitch high for ball 1. Kruger has doubled, homered, and knocked in 3 runs today. He has also walked and struck out. Barron's from the stretch. He throws, and Kruger takes a breaking ball over for a called strike. Barron's next pitch, curveball high. 2-1. Has not been a real productive inning of relief for Todd Behrens. Swung on and missed. Good fastball by Behrens. The count to Kruger now 2-2. Here's Behrens' next pitch. Outside, and again the count is full 3-2. The count has been 3-2 to 4 batters this inning. Once again, the 3-2 pitch hit way down the left field line, arch to the fence, and it is just foul. That was a long way out of here, but foul deep down the left field line. Kruger flirting with his second home run of the afternoon. Again, the count 3-2. The pitch by Behrens, fly ball to right field. The second baseman, Kent Klein, goes out and takes it to end the inning. In the 7th, Eau Claire gets 4 runs. 2 of them are earned on 3 hits. There was 1 error, a walk, and 1 man left on base. We have now played 6.5. Our score is Eau Claire 9, the Marshfield Blue Devils 1. We'll come back to Reeves Field after this message. Bob Booker producing our broadcast this afternoon. I'm Gene DeLisio, and the Marshfield Blue Devils preparing to bat in the 7th inning. They trail Eau Claire 9-1. It was 3-0 going into the 6th inning, but Eau Claire with 2 runs in the 6th and 4 more in the 7th. And that's put a lot of space between Eau Claire and Marshfield. Right fielder Rob Wolf will start off the Blue Devils' 7th inning. Rob today has reached on an error and bounced out to third, 0 for 2. Darren Blang throwing for Eau Claire. His first pitch swung on a miss, strike 1. Blang has been tough. He's allowed 1 run on 2 hits. He has walked 2. He has struck out 5. Next pitch to Wolf. Hit in the air behind second base, and shortstop Scott Kruger waved off by Gibson, the second baseman, who takes it for the first out. Brian Olson bats next. Marshfield catcher has reached on an error and fly to center field. He is 0 for 2. So it looks like the Blue Devils will play once again tomorrow morning at 11. First pitch to Olson is low and inside, ball 1. They will play the loser of today's 6 o'clock game between Milton and Eau Claire. The 1-0 to Brian Olson. Hit in the air to shallow center field. Jason Cornell on a long run comes in and makes the catch for the second out.
The next batter for Marshfield is second baseman Kent Klein.
Kent Klein, the last man in the Marshfield batting order. 0 for 2 today. Kent has struck out and bounced out to third. Darren Blang trying to ramp up a complete game 2 hitter. His pitch to Klein, outside for ball 1. Eau Claire leads it 9-1 as the Blue Devils bat in the bottom half of the 7th. Nobody on base and 2 outs. Here's the 1-0 to Klein. That's low and outside. 2-0. Blang sets, he throws again. Klein fouls it down the right field line of the play. count to 2-1. By the way, next week, the Marshfield Blue Devils return to action on Tuesday here at Reeves Field. They play Rhinelander. Game time 8 p.m. Tuesday night here at Reeves Field, the Marshfield Blue Devils and Rhinelander. Here's the 2-1 to Kent Klein. It's high for ball 3. And then Thursday of next week, the Blue Devils have a very important conference road game at Wausau, Thursday at 7:30. 3-1 delivery is high, and Ken Klein is a base runner. Blank issues his third walk.
The next batter for Marshfield, a left fielder, Doug Arch.
Doug Arch bats next. He is now playing left field. Began the day as the Marshfield pitcher. Doug today has struck out and flied to right, 0 for 2. Blank pitching from the stretch, something he has not done a whole lot of today. Pitch to Arch is low for ball 1. Blue Devils are also back at home for a couple of twin bills next weekend. On Saturday, they face De Pere in a 6 o'clock doubleheader. And next Sunday, a 1 o'clock twin bill with Medicine La Follette. 1-0 to Arch. A bit low, ball 2. 2-0. Darren Blank having a tough time finding the plate here in the 7th inning.
Take him down now, Cal. Come on, guys. Go, Cal, buddy.
Blank taking his time, checks Klein at first base. And the pitch to Arch is right down the center for a called strike. Doug Arch could see a lot of Darren Blank next year, since Doug plans on attending UW Eau Claire. Hopes to play baseball over there. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. And the count to Arch, 2-2. I think Blank has another year of high school, though. I'm not sure on that. But I think he still has another year at Regis. 2-2 to Doug Arch. Pitch by Blank, misses low and inside. And with the count full, Kent Klein at first base will be on the move. 3-2 and 2 outs. The pitch by Blank is high and inside. So Blank has walked 2 in a row with 2 outs in the 7th. Todd Behrens will now hit for the first time. He's batting in the leadoff spot.
Time to get the donut.
Blank walking around behind the mound would certainly like to end this one. His ball club up by 8 runs. And it's a rather warm day, so he doesn't want to spend too much time out there on that playing field. Pitch to Behrens is high and outside, ball 1. We're in the bottom half of the 7th. Runners at first and second and 2 outs, and the Blue Devils trailing Eau Claire 9-1. 1-0 to Behrens is low and outside at 2-0. And Eau Claire pitcher Darren Blank, who really breezed along throughout much of this contest, is having some control difficulties here in the 7th inning. The count is 2-0. The pitch by Blank is outside for ball 3. Todd Behrens also hopes to play baseball at UW Eau Claire next year. So there'll be a lot of local guys over in Eau Claire with the Blue Golds next season. Bluff at second base, Klein back in. There were no infielders near the bag, and so Blank had no one to throw to. He picked Dale Varsho off second base back in the first inning. 3-0 to Todd Behrens. Blank from the stretch. And the pitch off the end of the bat foul down the first base side. Count now is 3-1. Wind still blowing pretty fiercely out towards left field. Blank's 3-1 pitch misses outside, and the bases are loaded.
Okay, Dale, like before, huh?
And Blank has walked 3 in a row.
Dale Varsho.
Now Ken Eisenhuth is now coming out to the mound. Eau Claire coach. And he's saying to his pitcher, Darren Blank, "Gee, Darren, it's awfully hot. You're leading by 8 runs. Get the ball over the plate." Blank at one point in this contest retired 13 in a row. He's only allowed 2 hits, a first-inning double by Varsho and a 6th-inning triple by Wayne Wagner, who later scored on a wild pitch. He retired the first 2 men in the 7th on fly balls, and since then has walked the bases full for Dale Varsho. Besides that first inning double, Dale has also struck out and bounced back to the pitcher. Klein is at third, Doug Arch at second, and Behrens at first. Varsho steps into the batter's box. Blank from the stretch. He throws, and Varsho hits a pop-up into shallow left. Shortstop Scott Kruger out. The left fielder comes in, and the ball drops. Let's see if it's a hit or not. The left fielder Strand comes in and holds the ball up as if he caught it, but the base umpire, we're still waiting for a call from Gary Scarehut. And apparently the ball did drop in, and Strand, who dove for the ball, did not make a clean catch. So Varsho has a bloop single. 2-run score on the play, and the Blue Devils now trail 9-3. As Klein and Doug Arch both score on the play, and Behrens moves around to third. The batter is Wayne Wagner. The shortstop Kruger went out. The left fielder Strand came in. There was a near collision. First pitch to Wagner is on the outside corner for a called strike. A near collision out there. Kruger tried to make an over-the-shoulder catch and could not. Strand slid in, put his glove down, and almost made the catch. Blank throws again, and Wagner swings and misses. And the ball dropped, and no one could see whether or not the ball did fall in cleanly or not. Strand came up with the baseball, but the umpire ruled he did not catch it cleanly. The count to Wagner, 0-2. Blank throws again, and Wagner fouls one down the right field line out of play. Count to Wagner still 0-2. So the Blue Devils have Behrens at third and Varsho at first with 2 outs. And they've scored twice more here in the 7th inning. The pitch by Blank bounces away from the catcher Kelshaw. Here comes Behrens, and he will slide in with another run. The Blue Devils now trailing 9-4. Blank throws his second wild pitch of the day.
Come on, Wayne.
Behrens scores, and Varsho takes second. And now a 1-2 count on Wayne Wagner. Now the Blue Devils picking up thus far 3 runs here in the 7th to make the score a bit more respectable. 1-2 to Wagner. He swings and misses. The ball dropped by Kelshaw, the catcher. He'll toss down to first base to end the ball game. And the Eau Claire Legion Ball Club wins their first contest here in the Marshfield Classic. In the 7th inning, Marshfield gets 3 runs on 1 hit. And there were no errors, 3 walks, and 1 man left on base. Our final score in today's contest, Eau Claire 9 and Marshfield 4. We'll come back with a complete recap on today's contest in just a moment.